Yes, once again, it's me, Shannon Murphy Esq, Senior, Appropriate Chief Executive Officer for Sheetmetal and Associates, a legal advisory and document company, still here in Pittsburgh, California. Thank you very much, YouTube audience here today. As I have promised in the past, I know on a video in a certain mode of jurisdiction, it be comply Superior Court relative material. I did promise that I was going to continue on after a certain circumstances and situation occurred where we were in suspense. I was in suspense. I would be in suspense rather if I had coursed the general information that I had supplied, delivered to the public via YouTube at that time. So I'm going to continue on with situations and circumstances where I had been a victim of fraud and defamation of character by the Superior Court of California. It's still in effect. There is a situation where I had sued Farmers Insurance recently, I think this past spring, for situations where I had my $900 limit for a 30-day jurisdiction per rent-a-car services on an insurance, auto insurance program. My company vehicle, of course, was involved. My van, 2010 Town and Country, Sheetmetal Associates oriented. I get in the accident. I get my $900 limit, 30-day accommodations. The bill comes from Enterprise Rent-A-Car saying I owe $250-something in charges. I says, well, hey, the guy at Rent-A-Car tells me I have $900 credit. What's going on? For 30 days, $30 for 30 days is $900, less than $900. He says, I look at it, I do the math, and I had a little time over because they hadn't finished my car yet, so it was actually 30 plus 10 days or something, like 11 days or something like that. So it came out to about $100 more. I submit that bill over to to Farmers Insurance. Farmers Insurance comes back with a letter to me and a check in it for $120 saying, here we have paid the Enterprise Rent-A-Car bill $780 worth. We have paid the bill. We didn't say worth, rather. I put that on there. We have paid the Enterprise bill, your rental bill. Here is a check for $120 that is left over from the $900. This is okay. Good. I get a call back later on from Enterprise Rent-A-Car says, hey, you guys owe us some money. I said, they said they paid you. Says, you didn't. You owe us $120. I says, come on now. If they said they paid, they paid. I have the letter right here. So I submit that letter to them by fax over there, and they still get this. I get a collections agency, collections recovery company called Kane and Weiner get on me. Hey, you know what's happening after that. Anyway, I sue. Because of that situation, I sue Farmers for millions of dollars. Coordinate that situation and another situation where they missed an appointment for investigation of my van for unsanitary conditions on my carpet after it had been alleged their complied jurisdictions for evidentiary considerations what happened? Someone vandalized and broke into my van and spilled the liquid from the plastic containers that I had ready for recycling in the van. So anyhow, they missed an appointment there. Told me they had set an appointment. She was supposed to call me when she got here so I give her access to the key, magnetic key access entry gate to my parking area where my van is located. She calls me. I have another appointment. I says no. She called me. There's an email or a text message on there for 4 something in the morning. 4 o'clock in the morning on the show. I says, well, you're way off. Something's going on wrong here. I think you woke up on the wrong side of the bed, have a hangover or something, but you're not in Pittsburgh, where you're supposed to be working for Farmers Insurance right now on a scheduled appointment. Anyhow, we got that out of the way. Millions of dollars comply complaint. Now, I send, and be nice, I send this pre-filing order because I have a vexatious litigant order on me, requires me to for pre-filing suggestions from a presiding judge. Now, the presiding judge happens to be in Los Angeles County, Judge Samantha P. Jessner. She's the presiding judge here. I put in the vexatious litigant compliant documents here, request, and I come back with negative accommodations here. I tell her that Barbara Cronin is not a judge. Well, I mentioned that she's not supposed to sign and say that she wasn't a judge. I said that she wasn't supposed to sign in place of this on this order. Excuse me. This order that was compliant here, supposed to be compliant, a vexatious litigant. Now look, you got a judge here, Honorable Leslie Holland is written underneath the line for endorsement there for this order, but there's a Barbara Cronin written in manuscript, but for God's sakes. This is an order, rather, the order from San Joaquin County, Stockton, complying proposed order for granting a motion for pre-filing order for vexatious litigant. This is the order supposed to be gold that got me so-called registered as a vexatious litigant in Superior Court of California, primarily Alameda County, and then they're moved to San Joaquin County jurisdictions after the motion was dropped in Alameda County, mind you, and then recused. The bench was recused by Don Clay, presiding judge at that time in Alameda County Superior Court, Renee C. Davidson, and then moved, taking up flight out of there and moved without my accommodation concurrence to San Joaquin County jurisdiction, where it was, of course, bogusly administered to a vexatious litigant register. Now, I submit that I was trying to being nice to the situation to see if it didn't go through. So my multi-million-dollar complaint against Farmers Insurance as defendants was denied. So what I did was I put in a request consideration on that, and I mentioned that Barbara Cronin was not at any regards supposed to sign that, or was she authorized to sign? I don't think she still hasn't conformed justice to seeing that Barbara Cronin did say she signed it. I've asked for investigation into it, and she denies that factor. I've also told her, and she flagrantly here mentions the governor here. After I inform her that Governor Newsom was notified of her insubordinations towards this order here, or had attention to her insubordinations for Superior Court regards Superior Court rules and regulations concern the vexatious litigant list letter being or order being a non-compliant one. Primarily after she came back with, Judge Barb, she is a judge. Barbara Cronin was appointed by Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger at the time. I says, okay, well, she's a judge. Okay, she still has an authorization or an authority or jurisdiction to sign that, if that's not a signature either. So when she comes back, I put in, I attached this to a complaint to her, and I to a request for consideration. I says, here, this is a letter from Gavin Lusso, a formal complaint expressing my concerns there about the Superior Court and all their activities here, ignoring this vexatious litigant order here. Here's a little bit of it, you guys have to go back and stop and start it again and get that, but I'm going to let you try and get a little bit of it. But the letter is addressed before prospect lawsuit occurred to the Governor Gavin Newsom, state of California, Sacramento, regarding this outstanding unfair due process of law at Superior Court of California. Now, she comes back Judge Jessner mentions that in this one, this order did not, here it is, court order regarding second reconsideration to file new litigation. She mentions Barbara Cronin again here. She became a subject to pre-trial inquiry on this and all that. Superior Court. Then she tries to request August 1st and balances and mentions that the order is in, but she still doesn't comment on the fact that here it is. Here she flagrantly points attention to Governor Gavin Newsom, like, "Oh, I'm not scared of him." You know, why did you put that in there? You know, hey, we're going to get down because I'm going to be in Gavin Newsom's office in Sacramento